Hi everyone and welcome to our video for this week. It's Wednesday the 14th of December. As ever, I hope that you are having a good week and that you are keeping safe and well and warm too in amongst this rather chilly weather. Anyway, to lift your spirits a bit on that, I looked at the weather app on my phone earlier and it was telling me that I think it's on Monday we're going to have 11 degrees. You may love this weather, in which case you'll think that's a bit of a shame. But for those of us who perhaps think it's a bit too cool, I think that comes as good news, doesn't it? Anyway, on to the main content of our video for today. Just a little bit earlier, I was looking at the book of Exodus, the second book in the Bible. Particularly, I was looking at the later chapters in the book where Moses and the Israelite people are at Mount Sinai and God descends on the mountain. Moses goes up to meet God where he's given the 10 Commandments amongst some other rules and regulations that God gives to help the Israelite people to live well. Now, Moses and the people are also given instruction from God that they need to build a tabernacle. Now, a tabernacle is a meeting place, and in this case, the people are instructed to essentially build a big tent, but it's a very special tent. It's the place where God will dwell amongst his people. When the people stopped in the wilderness, God would come down into the tabernacle, into the most holy place, and he would communicate with the people through the high priest. And the people were just really excited that God had made a covenant with them, that he was their God and they were his people, and that he was going to come and actually live amongst them. And they were filled with great joy. And the people were actually asked to provide the materials for this tabernacle. And there was all sorts that was needed. There was gold, silver, bronze, precious stones, acacia wood. What else was there? Cowhides, goat skins, all kinds of precious things, precious stones as well, emeralds, etc. And the people, yes, they provided. In fact, they were so, that thankfulness was so overflowing in their hearts that God was coming to dwell amongst them, that they actually provided too much. Moses actually had to go, stop everyone, stop bringing things, materials for the tabernacle. We've got more than enough. Thank you for your generosity. And as I say, this generosity was an overflowing of thankfulness for the people, because they'd been on quite a journey with God. God had liberated them from Egypt. He provided for them up to this point in the wilderness with water when they were thirsty, with food when they were hungry. On each of those occasions, the people had, as the Bible puts it, grumbled to Moses, and he lifted their complaints up to God, and God graciously provided them liberation, water, and food. And this is their response, thankfulness, and overflowing of thankfulness, because they're waiting for the Lord to come and dwell amongst them in this tabernacle. They're excited. And that theme of waiting for God is quite a key theme. Well, it's a very key theme when it comes to Advent, when we consider how we wait for Christmas, the coming of Christ in the crib. And then we're also thinking of how Christ will come again and how we're waiting for that, the future event that is to come. And what I'd like to invite you to think about today is in relation to the Israelites and how they were feeling, that sort of overflowing of thankfulness. How are you feeling on your journey of faith with God? Is your heart overflowing with thankfulness? Or are you perhaps where the Israelites were a little bit earlier on their journey, where they were worried about how will God provide for us in our need? And of course, as God graciously provided for them each time on their journey, their faith grew. So where are you in relation to that? Do you feel incredibly thankful? Do you feel that in this season of Advent that you can sing and worship and wait with great excitement for the Lord's coming? Or is that a little bit challenging for you, considering where you are on your faith journey at the moment? Is the worship not quite so free-flowing? Is there questioning in your life about your relationship with God? Is your faith perhaps not quite as strong as it could be? I just want to assure you that wherever you are on your journey, if you're overflowing with thankfulness or if you're struggling, that's fine. I'm drawn to think about the line from that famous hymn, In the Bleak Midwinter, that line where it says, "Yet what I can, I give him. I give my heart." And I think those words, what I can give him, are really key. We give what we can. If we are overflowing with thankfulness and joy, then we can give that. But if we are struggling, if we do have questions, if we are struggling to worship, then that's where we are. We still give what we can, but it's also okay to feel like that. And if we are struggling, it's okay to, as the Israelites did, to ask God, to grumble to him, if you like, and say, God, this isn't quite adding up in life. I'm not sure what's going on. I could do with your help here, please. But wherever you are on your journey with God in this Advent season, I really pray that God will meet you and bless you. If it's in your faith and thankfulness, that's great. And if it's in your struggles and your questions as well, I really hope that he meets you and that he can fill your heart with peace and joy. And that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you soon. Do take care. Bye.